Hello, my impatients. It is Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and ready to perform for all of you. How are you doing this evening? Well, it's not really evening, it's still the afternoon. It's 4 p.m., but good afternoon, I guess. We're approaching evening. I guess in an hour, evening will. I can't help but feel like people are lying to me. I can't help but feel like I'm being deceived. I can't help but feel like there are hidden realities. But realize it's psychosis. Psychosis can make it feel like people are lying when they are, in fact, telling the truth. I don't know. Whether it's my parents lying about pharmacological abuse or whatever, TB. I'm not even sure what the lies are. I just feel like I'm being lied to, though. But it's psychosis. It's psychosis. So catch it, check it, change it. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, TB? He says he does know what I mean. He does know what I mean. So do you want to see the artwork from today, guys? You want to see my mother's green bunny and my artwork? Well, before we get into green bunny, let's warm this up because we want more people in the house for when I. Somebody asks, how are the Cobenfi working so far? I think the Cobenfi is working pretty well. As you could see, even when I'm getting like the persecutory pharmacological abuse thoughts, I'm able to catch it and don't get so emotionally triggered by it. So I think it's helping me. And that's a great thing. That's a great thing. I just want honesty and transparency, and I think, realistically speaking, people are being honest and transparent. So take people at their word. Take people at face value. Somebody says, I still have the suspicions, but the Cobenfi helps me catch it quicker and end it quicker. All right. So I'm gonna first off go with the green bunny from today. This is the pop star. She says, check out my sexy new outfit. I am really going to rock and roll tonight. She's on the TV. And Otto says, I was watching the TV. A pop star was dressed just like me. Is the pop star wearing it and writing songs because of me? And Dr. Natural says, this is ideas of reference and also predicate logic. It's just a coincidence. That's pretty self-explanatory there. And I'm gonna share with you another one from a few weeks ago. The pop star on TV. This is my new song. It's called Disabled Man Child. Otto asks, is the pop star singing about me? Does she know who I am? Dr. Natural says, this is ideas of reference delusion. She does not know you. And as Green Bunny, his superhero secret identity, he says, I guess I am not the center of the universe. I am a nobody. Woo! And I'm going to share with you, my artwork from today. This one's called Sabotage. My mother says, Andrew, that $1 billion bill is worthless. Throw it in the trash. I ask myself, is she obtuse? It's a lot of money. Is she a sadistic deceiver? Is she like the warden? I'm throwing the $1 billion bill in the garbage can and she has a gas can. Is she going to light my $1 billion bill on fire? And, obviously this one ties back into this one. I'm like to my mother, let me be a man, give me freedom. She's like, I am not the warden. My chains are internal, not maternal. Stop blaming my mother. Take accountability and stop pouring my life down the drain. And last but not least, certainly not least, this is actually my best one of the day. I ask, why did mommy make me take the short bus to school? And you see everybody pointing and laughing at me like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm taking the short bus to high school. So that's my artwork from today, guys. What did you think? Any questions or comments? Somebody says, we had some exceptional work today. Yeah, I was actually using Sharpies, which are permanent markers. And, obviously my mother was concerned because while they look great on paper and it makes the artwork really pop, my mother said, I think that's how some artist got cancer. He kept breathing in the paints and the Sharpies. So, I mean, it really makes the artwork look amazing. But yeah, you don't want to keep breathing that in. So do it in moderation, I guess. Somebody asks me, do I have any plans for New Year's Eve tomorrow? No, I don't have any plans for New Year's Eve tomorrow. Some people say it's an extrovert's holiday. Maybe I could reach out and try to contact some people, but yeah, no, I'm basically going to be sitting. Maybe I'll go live, and when the clock strikes midnight, I'll be live and I'll say we made another one, my impatience. Oh, I do all sort. I've done watercolors, but very rarely. Maybe even one. But I've done a lot of crayon drawings. Yeah, so many crayon drawings. In fact, that's my roots. When I first started doing this, I got pieces of paper and I would just draw with crayons. But lately, I do a lot of marker drawings. I've even done oil pastel drawings too, but it's really messy and gets all over the scanner. So, it looks cool, it looks intense, but like I said, the oil pastel is very messy. So I've settled with markers, basically. Somebody says, maybe you could show us some of your stuff from the archive at some point. Oh, sure I can. Sure I can, TB. Sure I can. Okay, where is Tiger? Where is Rusty? I know they work, but they're meant to be at my beck and call, quite frankly. They're meant to be at my beck and call. Why are you guys not at my beck and call? Oh, Tiger's here. I beckoned and he arrived. I gave the call and Tiger arrived. Ask and you shall receive. How are you doing, Tiger? How art thou, Tiger? Yeah, we got Tiger in the house. That's right, my boy. I am well, Tiger says. We got a lot of love for Tiger. That's for sure. You and Rusty are my, favorite two impatients. I like TB too, though. TB's a great one too. No, the Cobenfi is working. Actually, it's working kind of well. But I did have a little bit of a blip last night with the, ideas of reference and predicate logic. I was looking at, social media profiles of pop superstars, and I got ideas of reference that they were mocking me through their artwork. And, I realize it's just a delusion. Toggle the emotional switch to off. Frankly, these pop stars don't even know me. TB asks, have you ever heard of ideas of logic and predicate reference? No, I've never heard of that, TB. Can you elaborate and explain to me what they are? We got some dead air going on here, which is a little challenging. They would be the opposite of predicate logic and ideas of reference. So a predicate reference would be like a literal reference to you, correct? And I ideas of logic, that would be, well, the wrestling is a broadcast to millions of people. Frankly, the announcers aren't talking about me. It would be logically, I guess. So it would be the opposite of ideas of reference and, predicate logic, I guess. Tiger says he's watching a car chase. On TV, or are you watching a high speed pursuit in real life? I'm assuming you're referring to on TV. Oh, he says on YouTube. On YouTube, he's watching a high speed pursuit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess, I mean, I asked, I mean, you don't want to be the type of person who gets into a high speed pursuit from law enforcement. I mean, comply with law enforcement. I guess some people, get away, but most likely, if you're not going to beat the law. It's like the song, "I fought the law and the law won." If you don't do the crime, if you can't do the time, don't fight the fucking law, basically, because you know. I mean, I realize sometimes people fight the law in. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, really. I'm just being a blabbermouth. I'm just kind of rambling. Somebody's like, "Oh, this live streamer who is a disabled adult child. He really sounds like he knows what he's talking about." I'm like I'm talking out my ass, quite frankly. I'm just rambling and speaking nonsense. And I mean, like they say, if you have a microphone in front of you, you sound like an expert. It's like, wow, this guy must know what he's talking about. But half the time, it's all hot air and just bullshit. And not bullshit. I'm speaking. I'm not an expert on, really. I'm kind of just live streaming on YouTube. I mean, I don't really got the. I mean, it's like, oh, this live streamer, he sounds really educated, like he knows what he's talking about. He knows his shit. When it comes to psychiatry, I'm an expert by experience. I don't have a degree in psychiatry. I mean, I've experienced it firsthand, but I'm not a trained medical professional. It was kind of like when I would listen to these radio shock jocks. They would say, "Oh, I'm an expert. Why am I an expert? Because I have a microphone in front of me." Frankly, they just talk out their assholes. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about half the time. Although it's a little more obvious when a live streamer or like somebody on a video game is talking nonsense, because it's like, wow, this guy doesn't sound very credible. He sounds like he's, he doesn't sound very educated. If you listen to like some 18-year-old gamer talk out their asshole, it's like, okay, this guy sounds like ridiculous. But if you listen to somebody like, Howard Stern or, Joe Rogan, or, I mean, sometimes they have more credibility, and people just, they don't realize they're just spewing nonsense, I guess. Somebody says, "What's my opinion on Howard Stern?" Well, I get delusions. Howard Stern sabotaged my life. He knows my family, and he made up false accusations about me that I was a psychopath 20 years ago, and he was keeping me a complete unknown, and that he's the warden that's responsible for me not being rich. And it's a delusion. So if that's true, obviously I won't like him very much. But I mostly listened to Opie and Anthony growing up. I know, like that's like the New York Mets of the radio shock jocks. But I listened to Opie and Anthony and not Howard Stern. So it's just a suspicion that I'm coming to a feeling of conviction about. Nobody has confirmed or corroborated this. And in fact, I mean, so to think my life was sabotaged by Howard Stern, at this moment, it's just a delusion. Kind of like thinking Taylor Swift knows me, Lady Gaga knows me, rich, famous Elon Musk knows me. It's just old delusions. It's old delusions. Are there any celebrities that you have ruled out as having? Yeah, I think Olivia Rodrigo genuinely likes me. I mean, I used to think Taylor Swift genuinely liked me, but now I'm getting more persecutory thoughts about her. But lately, I think Olivia Rodrigo is a good celebrity who genuinely likes me. So I think I get good delusion. I mean, it's not really good delusions, but I get positive delusions about Olivia Rodrigo. So he says, "Oh, nice, congratulations." But like as you can see, delusions can switch. Like I used to get good delusions that Taylor Swift was madly in love with me, and now I'm getting persecutory delusions that she was bullying me, and you know, so you don't want to get delusions. Period. So keep taking the antipsychotics and Cobenfy. You know, And one of the best ways I know, Dr. Garrett's had he said, obviously, antipsychotics can be effective, and they are effective, but really the best way to overcome this daydream world is getting a life in the real world. Developing interpersonal relationships, getting a romantic partner, getting financially independent. Why would you need the Taylor Swift daydream if you had a girlfriend, a job, and self-esteem in real life? You wouldn't be daydreaming about pop stars. You would have a job, you would have a romantic partner, you would have a family. I mean, maybe you'd be a little delusional in other ways, but it wouldn't be as bad. Somebody says Margot Robbie had a very short run as a sadistic persecutor. She was here today, gone tomorrow. Yeah, the Margot Robbie delusion has dissipated. So realize it's all delusions. Nobody rich, famous, or interesting knows of me, quite frankly, at the moment, at least not to my knowledge. And, even if they do, they're most likely not sadistic persecutors who have devoted their lives to torturing me like I suspect Howard Stern did. So, accept things at face value. I'm a disabled adult child at 37 years old. I'm getting taken care of by my mother, and I have delusions, which is what everybody tells me. That's what it is. They are all delusions, to quote Tiger. And now that we got more people in the house, I'll go over the artwork one more time. Obviously, the pop star says, "Check out my sexy new outfit. I am really going to rock and roll tonight." Otto says, "I was watching the TV. A pop star was dressed just like me. Is the pop star wearing it and writing songs because of me?" And Dr. Natural says, "This is ideas of reference and also predicate logic. It is just a coincidence." So, what do you guys think? I think it really relates to what we were just talking about very crystal clearly. And this one is very similar to that one. The pop star says on TV, "This is my new song. It's called Disabled Man Child." Otto says, "Is the pop star singing about me? Does she know who I am?" And Dr. Natural says, "This is an ideas of reference delusion. She does not know you." And as Green Bunny, his superhero secret identity, he says, "I guess I am not the center of the universe. I am a nobody." Woo! Otto is Green Bunny. Otto Greenberg is Green Bunny. TB says, "To be honest, if a pop star had a song called Disabled Man Child, I might get ideas of reference too." Otto Greenberg is a low functioning character. Obviously at times it's based off of me, but it's not always based off of me. It's a caricature of a low functioning mental patient with schizophrenia. I'll go over this one, which is a little bit of a change of topic. My mother says, "Andrew, that $1 billion bill is worthless. Throw it in the trash." I ask, "Is she obtuse? It's a lot of money." Is my mother a sadistic deceiver? Is she like the warden? Is it sabotage? And I throw the $1 billion bill in the garbage can, and she has a gas can. And this one is obviously interesting. I say to my mother, "Let me be a man. Give me freedom." She says, "I am not the warden. Stop blaming me. My chains are internal, not maternal. Take accountability. Stop pouring my life down the drain." And last, but certainly not least, because it probably is the best artwork from today, I ask, "Why did mommy make me take the short bus to school?" And I'm going to high school and everybody's pointing and laughing at me like, "Ha, ha, 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 ha." And I'm taking the short bus to school. I think I took the short bus. I mean, mostly my father drove me in the morning, but I have taken the short bus to school before. I did take the short bus for real, but not often. Maybe a handful of times. My father mostly drove me in the morning, and I walked home in the afternoon. So that's basically what would happen. I was severely bullied in middle and high school, and that's probably what brought out my illness. But my illness came when I graduated high school and entered college and was isolating. So, yeah, I mean, I was officially diagnosed as schizoaffective or maybe bipolar 1, but I was officially diagnosed as severely mentally ill in 2011 when I was 24 years old. To be honest with you, I don't really remember my time on the short bus. I guess the bus drivers could have been. To be honest with you, I don't remember my time on the short bus. It's a long time ago. It was like 20 to 25 years ago. So, somebody says, "My time on the short bus would make an excellent name for an album of Cell Waters songs." Yeah, fair enough. My time on the short bus. Somebody asks, "In gym class, did you ever climb a rope?" I'm sure I have, Tiger, but it's a long time ago. Do you remember middle and high school very clearly? I'm sure a lot of you do. Maybe some of you do. I don't know. I'm sure we climbed the rope. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get going here. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll be back a little later. All right, guys? Is that okay? Later, dogs. I'm the German Shepherd. I'm the big dog. Bark like a German Shepherd. Sorry. You got to get into the barking. You got to get in. You got to bark like you're a German Shepherd. Everybody, start barking with me. I don't know. Is it embarrassing to bark, or I mean, it might. I mean, if you're in an arena and you're trying to rally a crowd, if you start barking, maybe you'll get the entire audience to start barking with you. But if you do that in real life, it's not going to really intimidate somebody. If you're getting into a fight and you start really barking in real life, I don't think that's going to really, do much. But if you're trying to like get a crowd to react to you and you get the entire audience barking, I mean, maybe. But you can't bark like a little Yorkie. You got to bark like a German Shepherd, like this. Somebody says, maybe if you were a rapper or a rocker who performed to an arena like Snoop Dogg, it would be cool. But yeah, I mean, if you start barking, it'd be good to rally a crowd. And on that note, peace out, my impatiens. Adios. I'll talk to you all again later.